Hi everyone, welcome to Heritage Racing. My name is Jeff, and welcome to our first unboxing video. This will be for the BBR Ferrari 296 GT3, part of BBR's Competition Series 43 in 1/43rd scale. This is how it arrives in a very nice box, and we'll be taking some time to unpack it today and see what it looks like. Unwrapping a BBR model is always a treat. As many of you are aware, the packaging is just fantastic. It's really the industry standard as far as I'm concerned. Take it down and pull it off. There's some foam on top. And then inside is the car in a styrofoam sleeve, which we can undo here. Take it off. And there we are. This is the Ferrari 296 GT3, as it was campaigned by the Triarsi Competizione group. Very lovely box that it comes in, with a nice foam bottom. Quite nice. We'll see if we can take the top off and see if we can get a better look at the car itself. It's really quite well done. BBR does a fantastic job on their carbon fiber. As far as I'm concerned, they really are masters at it, and no one does it really any better, at least in my own humble opinion. Of course, there may be some that might differ, of course, but the side of the car, very nice. The back, you can see some mesh. Well, we will take it off the base and get a closer look at some of the features of it. So we'll put it down and we'll come back to it as soon as we do that. All right, we're back. We've taken the car off of its base, and now we're able to take a closer look at this BBR Ferrari 293 or 296 GT3. So let's take the base aside for a moment so that we can take a closer look at some of these details. Pardon my gloved hand. Okay, well, we're starting off on the side of the car, and one of the things you'll immediately notice is the carbon fiber and red chrome livery on the Triarsi car is really quite extraordinary. BBR is producing a number of these 296s in different liveries, and I'll tell you what, this one is probably my favorite because you just don't see it that often. So we can start with that. The finish is quite exquisite. What we have here, first of all, starting off on the side, is from the back, we have, of course, again, exposed carbon fiber. The wheels are very, very well done. It may be hard to see in this light, but there are metal rotors back there with separate calipers that bear Brembo branding on them. And then we have a NACA duct, which is, I believe it may have a small piece of mesh in there. Then we have the side glass with the appropriate rivets or bolts put into place. And then working toward the front, we have the front wheel. Again, you can see here a little bit better the metal rotor and the brake rotor. Turning to the front, is where things really kind of get interesting, because the front end here is really quite complex. The splitter is a multi-piece affair. There's the lower part of the splitter running underneath. Then there are two sets of canards on either side. And then right on here, and it's maybe hard to see, it has a Michelin decal on it, but there's a small little board running right over here on the edge, leading edge of the splitter. And then you can see there's also a very small piece that was added right here. That's some really extraordinary detail on that splitter. In the front, there is mesh, three pieces, one on the left, one on the right, and then in the middle. The lighting is very, very well done. The lensing is very good, particularly on the driving lights. You can see the little LEDs. The headlights are very, very good, although one criticism I might have is that they're just a tad cloudy, particularly this one driving light right over here, this fog light right over there. But they are very, very well done otherwise. Moving to the top of the front, you can see again some of that exposed carbon fiber with the red chrome, with the livery. There's a small little bar extending right there that kind of crosses that air duct channel. Then we have some photo etched pieces. We have a hood latch there that's photo etched black, there photo etched black. Here we have an emergency pull that is also photo etched. The wiper, which is very, very good, is also a piece of photo etched metal. Moving on to the side of the car, very much like the other side. Here again, you can see that unique little one-piece carbon fiber piece, that sail piece that was added to the leading edge of the front splitter. Again, we have the NACA ducts, the front wheel again, very, very nicely done. The wheels don't turn. This is a resin model, no opening parts. You can see again the Triarsi livery. Here we have the IMSA leader light. This car is, or was, part of the IMSA WeatherTech series. And this particular livery represents the car as it was raced in the 24 Hours of Daytona in 2003. Let's take a quick look at the back before we go much further here. You can see there are a number of antennae, a pitot tube. Again, the red chrome livery is really well on display here. The escape hatch with a few other little, I don't know if there are photo etched bits in there or not for that escape hatch for the bolts or not. Again, very well done. One thing that is interesting to note here is that there is a cutout, maybe difficult to see, right in over here. There's a cutout that goes all the way through back over here to the rear deck. It's very, very nicely done. Very, very close attention to detail. There are a couple of vents here on either side of the car. They do go in, although it does not appear to be any mesh in back, but they look very, very nice. Here we have the Rolex 24 Hours of Daytona logo. On the back, we have some sorry about that, some photo etched mesh in the back, along with some photo etch exhausts, little Ferrari badge there, prancing horse. There's the emergency flashing light. Then there's some photo etch mesh on this side and the other side. And there is some carbon fiber work down at the bottom. Let me see if I can tilt that up. You can see down there, there's some fiber work, carbon fiber applied on the diffuser. The rear wing is very, very nice. I'm sure you can't read it upside down. It says official Ferrari dealer, Ferrari of Central Florida, who was one of the major sponsors of this car. Very, very nicely done. I think that about wraps it up. Oh, one other thing I wanted to point out, a couple of other things actually. The rear deck. The rear deck is very nicely done. Again, you can see more of that exposed carbon fiber livery on display. There are some photo etched pieces down here. There's a photo etched latch in black right there, photo etched latch right there. There does appear to be a little bit of carbon fiber perhaps underneath those vents. And one thing you may notice here that is really interesting, I'll see if the camera can catch it, but if you look very carefully, there is a 296 that is etched in the rear glass, which I think is a fascinating and wonderful detail. Full mirrors on either side, reflective material is in them. They do appear to be fairly well done. And that is about it. It's a wonderful, wonderful car. This is one of the stars of my collection. I am a big fan of BBR, and they really knocked it out of the park on this one as far as I'm concerned. The base is very nice also. It's plastic. It has foam on the bottom to keep it from sliding around and making noise. And it does have a very nice metal plaque. So that about wraps it up. If you like this video, please don't forget to smash that like button. And if you like to see more of these cars as they come in, I would love to show them to you. So please subscribe. Thanks a lot.